Welcome to the Horses and Holy Moments podcast.
Ingela, we have so many amazing horsemen in the world, but I'd love to know, in your opinion, who is or has been the best horseman in the world?
Well, Corrie, that is an easy question for me. That was Jesus. Would you like to know why?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Do you remember that story? It's in Mark 11, where Jesus is asking his disciples to bring a colt of a donkey to him. So the donkey is the female and the colt is her foal. And we talk about the colt when a donkey or a horse is less than 3 years old and unstarted, meaning nobody ever rode it or sat on it or handled it much in any way. So we also know that donkeys are a little bit of a different type of prey animal than a horse. So horses have a tendency that when they get scared, that they run first away from the danger. When they have covered a certain distance and believe they've outrun the danger, they turn around to face the danger and check, right? Whereas donkeys are a little bit more like cattle. So when they get scared, they look, they stare, and then they wait for as long as they possibly can. And when they can't take it anymore, then they take off and they bolt into the opposite direction. Now, this is why traditionally many people say donkeys are stubborn, they're difficult to train, and what is the kind of impression we usually have of a donkey when he causes trouble? What does he do? Have you ever seen it?
You know, I know they're stubborn, but that's about all I know about a donkey, actually.
Well, they basically stop moving. And you can see people pulling on the donkey to get it moving and people pushing the donkey to get it moving, and nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Why do I believe that Jesus, without question, was the best horseman that ever lived? Is because of that story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know another horseman, and I have never heard a story, even of all the famous ones we're well aware of, that was able to accomplish what Jesus accomplished. So, what does that look like? The disciples go and take the colt. So even in the account in Matthew, they take the donkey mare or the donkey mother with them and the colt. In the other accounts, they just bring the colt. So we're talking about a young donkey with no habituation to human motion, rider, plastic bags, coats, etc. They bring him to Jesus and lay their coats on him. Okay. Now, if we would do that with a young horse, it would probably freak out and gallop off or
Absolutely.
get very nervous and rush around, right?
Yes.
But it's a donkey. So what would the donkey do? Stand still and not move. But that didn't happen. The disciples put their coats on the donkey. Jesus gets on the donkey, and the donkey is walking perfectly fine, like he's been ridden all of his life, like he's experienced coats on his back and a human on his back all his life, and that is how he is walking toward Jerusalem. And not just this, it is the day where the people were spreading their coats on the floor. They were cutting palm branches, laying them down, and they were waving palm branches and yelling. They were yelling, Hosanna, Hosanna. It's a big commotion. So, most of our horses would be afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Like to walk into a crowd
Yeah.
with people yelling and waving palm leaves. And they would be afraid now, maybe. Now imagine the first day we ever sit on our horse, a young horse. Would it walk into that crowd? Would it walk into that city? Well, probably not.
No,
We'd have some
never.
trouble.
Yes.
We'll have some trouble, okay? So I absolutely love this because no trouble is described in the Bible. The donkey carried Jesus calmly into Jerusalem, not minding the people, the waving, the yelling, the noise, the motion, the sounds, or the weight of the rider. He was fine. Therefore, it's an excellent example for us. Like everyone that already believes they're an excellent horseman, I think we still have a ways to go. I think there is room for improvement.
That's so true.
And it shows us what is possible.
Yeah.
I'm totally inspired by this.
Yes.
Like, it is possible for a human being it is possible for a human being to do the same. Now, I believe this will require to be filled with the Holy Spirit and born again for that level of horsemanship. I do believe that. Because, well, who can do it? No one, right? Why not? Because there is fear in the horse and for sure also in the donkey. Now, however, when Jesus laid down his life for us, and even when he left heaven to be born, to Mary, he was like us. He said he can do nothing without the Holy Spirit. So we can't do anything without the Holy Spirit. We need the Holy Spirit, right? But with the Holy Spirit, we are able to do the things that Jesus did. He said we will even do greater things than he did. Now, let's just take this little thing that does not even involve a healing or raising someone from the dead or cleansing a leper. It just involves mounting a donkey without any previous handling, swinging up a coat and getting on and riding into a commotion of a crowd. So this is an inspiration to me. It means it's a level of horsemanship we could reach. It's possible because Jesus demonstrated it for us. And he didn't do it as God, he did it as a man.
That is amazing. And, just knowing that he is living inside of us, that Jesus he not only died for us, but he gave us life and left us the Holy Spirit that does abide in us, and that we can have it our dream to emulate him with a horse. That is an incredible story, and he for sure was the best horseman that ever lived.
Yes, so I'm always remembering, when I'm out there, especially with a wild horse, and it takes me a little while to get the wild horse's confidence, I just remember Jesus and the donkey.
It's an amazing picture to keep in our minds. Thank you so much again for just sharing that story.
You're very welcome. Thank you for listening to the Horses and Holy Moments podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.